Good morning. This is Mark from Newsweed.com. Danny doesn't work the weekends, so I'm doing the news. I've got a few things that I think are important. Uh, the first thing, in the far-off land of Syria, uh, Dar-Alshifa is still under attack by the Syrian government, and much pain there, so we hope that those people find some peace soon in Syria. Um, Getting to the San Jose gunman, it's apparent that he hated work. He was stopped by authorities when he came back from the Philippines, and apparently had a manifesto about how much he hated work. But then when he was questioned about whether he hated people at his work uh, instead of just the work, uh, he claimed to say no. Very sad shooting in San Jose. It sounds to me like we should really be paying attention to those people that are disgruntled or that come home just miserable because obviously there's some mental illness there. Again, it was the shooter who had mental illness in this case, not the weapon. Um, Dr. Fauci has been questioned over and over in Congress about why he insisted that there was no possibility of the COVID virus being created in a lab. He said that there was always a host animal in most cases, AIDS, SARS, and other diseases. So he assumed that uh, COVID-19 was from a host animal. He said that it could be from a host animal, but now he's saying, well, it could be from a lab too, which I think needs to be pointed out. We need to go back to the AIDS crisis, which popped up and killed so many people, selectively gay men. And we need to take a look at, could there have been a possibility that that virus was created in a lab? Because in my lifetime, as I recall, uh, that was the most devastating um pandemic, epidemic I've ever seen, where you had people dying because they were having sex. That's just wrong. With this controversy now with COVID, with Dr. Fauci, who was involved in AIDS back then, I think we better take a double take on, exactly what is happening with these pandemic viruses. It just makes me very curious, and I hope someone looks into it. Um, Over in Argentina, COVID is really ramping up. Uh, I spoke to a woman from Argentina yesterday at the airport, and she was very distraught, practically in tears, because her country is on lockdown, and many, many people are dying in Argentina. So we've shifted our focus from India now to Argentina, which is being devastated. Um, Again, a lot of curiosity on, how it took this much time to get to Argentina, and it seems like it strikes in a pattern, from one country to another. Um, Facebook is now backing off of deleting posts that said uh, maybe that the virus was from a lab. Um, why anyone is on Facebook is beyond me. They are mind controlling, evil people that allow you to have your friends talk to each other and your family post their pictures. But the fact of the matter is that they are controlling the dialogue of logic. When people ask questions and they post like, hey, could this COVID virus have come from uh, a lab? They deleted those posts. What kind of people run Facebook? What's wrong with that company where they're trying to control the message? A very dangerous company, and something has to be done about it. But now they backed off and said, "Oh well, yeah, okay, maybe it could have come from a lab." Um, Biden, Joe Biden, he's at it again. Wants a $6 trillion budget. That's what his goal is, $6 trillion. So that's a lot of money. It's a 25% increase from last year's budget for 2021. He wants a $6 trillion budget for 2022. Well, you know what? That money will go to people, and you're going to say, well, thanks, Joe Biden. But the fact of the matter is, it's not good for your grandchildren. And it's irresponsible for a government to spend that much money just to try to appease the people that may have some questions. Is Joe Biden Facebook? I don't think so, but it seems like we're being blinded by money, money that's being handed out. Every day it seems like Americans are getting more and more money from the government. That to me is a very scary thing because work is very important. Um, Joe Biden also has decided to buy metals for the EV industry overseas, supposedly countries that we are having good relations with. We'll have to see if any comes from China. But that kind of put our miners in a tailspin. Many miners in America that were focusing on providing EV metals, their stocks crashed due to this political move by Joe Biden. Um, in other news, let's take a look. Um, Oil is kind of in a change right now because it is a carbon polluter, and many people are really moving against it. Ford just came out with their F-150 Lightning, which sounds fantastic. It seems to go 4 times the distance, as I understand, as the Tesla vehicle, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be that expensive. Ford's stock price has moved up substantially from a low of $4 last year to, at last check, I think it was $14.50. That would have been a solid purchase. What's interesting is that the Robin Hooders were on it. They were on it. They were buying Ford, last year and the year before heavily at $4. Uh, so maybe those Robin Hooders knew something that CNBC didn't know. CNBC is a stock's fair weather friend. If it's going up, they knew everything. If it's down, they know that it's bad. So anyway, it's May 29th. It's raining in New Jersey. It's sunny in Florida. And it's Memorial Day weekend. Does anyone know what Memorial Day weekend is about? Well, I'll tell you. There are men like me, like others, that are sometimes called upon in America. Unfortunately, I've never served my country, but so many men have. They're trained, they're equipped, and they go to war for you and for me. Many of them do not come back. Question yourself every day, not only Memorial Day weekend. What were the men fighting for? What ideologies were these men and women fighting for? And how are people that are here free of war, free of serving their country, trying to change things for their own benefit, for their own power? Memorial Day is a very, very important time for you to think about what's been given up for you, for capitalism, for freedom, for the things we take for granted. And you better start questioning the people that are trying to change those things, change the Second Amendment. These are the important things. Happy Memorial Day. I hope the weather gets better for you wherever you are. And I hope you have a wonderful time with your family. But God forbid we don't remember the soldiers that gave up their life for this great country. We need to keep it great. Thank you very much. My name is Mark Nejma. I'm from Newsweed.com. Thanks to Danny and Jocelyn and Jeremy and Gary and Uncle Gary, who gives us all our music news. Thanks a lot.